Thoughts on the Astral. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. Hello, welcome to my channel. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. I am writing this on the morning of September 13th, 2024. So, most people, and even more so, experts in this subject always talk about the astral side of things and the material side, in a duality between spirit and hard matter, duality between the soul and inanimate objects. They talk about the experience of crossing over to the, quote, other side, again making a difference between being alive and not being alive, basing the concept of life on biology, not on being aware of your own existence, as a soul can do with, or without a body. I even found videos with a recollection of accounts of people who have had near-death experiences, most of which say, and I quote, that the other side is as physical as this side of the living, end quote. As all these are accounts of personal experiences, they are all valid, as each person has the right to interpret and convey what was lived in their own manner and words. This means that each person describes what they lived when in the astral through the lens of their consciousness and their personal level. This does not only include near-death experiences, but also astral travels, and out-of-body events, as well as dreams, as they too occur in the astral, being that it is only the human need to dissect everything, and place all that exists in little boxes containing arbitrarily classified smaller bits of a much larger phenomenon, turning them into something more manageable. I could argue that cutting something into more manageable smaller pieces, as an attempt to understand the whole, is a resource of a weak mind. I mean this because most experts in astral subjects always place dreams in another realm, in the oniric worlds, and I say always, because I haven't found anyone who does not. Where I am going with this, is that for some of us how we experience the awareness of our own existence places the astral everywhere and as everything. Where the astral is not even a place, as it is only the consequence of your own awareness that you exist as a soul. People who say that dreams are experienced when you go somewhere specific, some existential level you go to as in you move from one place to another in space, and people who say that when you cross over to the other side, those who have gone through a near-death experience, are both only reflecting their level of consciousness, awareness, and understanding of how the universe works. For some of us, there is no physical world, everything is astral, and in a great mass of oneness, where any subdivision there is only arbitrary and based on points of view and criteria that can easily change. The physical body is nothing other than a mental manifestation in the astral, an illusion, however compelling it may be. Therefore, when someone states that when you cross over to the other side, they notice that it is very physical, as is the material side, they are only expressing their present focus on the material. What I mean is that they are still focusing on the idea that they are a body, as they are also focusing on the experience of living and manipulating a material realm, containing hard matter, therefore making it distinct from the side of the spirits, where supposedly there is no matter. They experience the other side as being also physical because it is them who are focusing on manifesting hard objects, and when in the astral, where time as such does not behave as linear, nor as consistent as it does in the so-called world of the living, thoughts, ideas, and desires are manifested, much faster, than in the world of the living, although this again is only an illusory perception. A great part of being alive, in the world of the living and in a biological body, is to have the experience of being isolated, of being contained in a pasty troublesome meat bag we call a body, with all its apparent limitations, and with the constant threat of ending, as its finite nature is one of the things that define it the most. Being alive implies not being alive. Therefore, not remembering, having the veil of forgetfulness, is one of the most important factors to be able to have the full experience of being alive in a biological body, making things even worse, relating to the idea that you are the body, and if it ends, so will you. This attachment to the idea that you are the body is what brings some people who have had near-death experiences to say that the other side is as material as the world of the living, as what they say is only a reflection of what they are focusing on, and of their attachment to being a body. And I see this as perfectly natural and understandable. Every person has the right to interpret things as they wish, and to convey their experiences as best as they can. But my little sister Yazhi and I see things quite the other way around, where we never lose the awareness that we are astral beings, and that there is no material world, therefore there is no body, as there is no spoon. Perhaps the only thing that makes us different from most people, Earth humans and stellar Lyrian humans all the same, is the simple fact of where our focus resides. I must make this clear, we are not superior in any way, it is simply what we are focusing on, and that means that it is our ideas that changed, therefore how we see and interpret the world changes as well, yet we are simply more people. We never lose the awareness that we are in an illusory astral realm which we manifested for ourselves, as a reflection of our thoughts and their vibrations which determine who we are, a realm which we share with beings who are like-minded enough. This does not mean that we do not have a body, because we do, and it is as solid as any other, as illusorily solid, that is. Focusing on the astral means that we remember a lot of what we have experienced, there and when in the illusory material world, during what is called an incarnation. Therefore this means that we don't have such a marked veil of forgetfulness as the one on Earth, generalizing of course. Knowing and focusing on the fact that we are spirit, souls that is, also has its consequences, as death no longer has sharp teeth, at least not for ourselves, not our death as such, yet the departure of loved ones hurts all the same, although there is much comfort in knowing that they are not destroyed, only so, their avatars, and we will see them again when our time comes to shed our present avatars. You go through life a little more fearlessly, you do not worry so much about your own death, so you do go enjoying being alive with much of the drama removed. Yet a lot of drama remains as is to be expected, but with another focus, and this means that things can also get hard even using this other more astral-focused approach to life, as you no longer have the option of escaping your problems through death. You no longer entertain the idea that you can escape, as you are your problems, like it or not, therefore they follow you everywhere you go, including death and other astral realms, in between lives, and future incarnations. This means that having complete awareness and focus on the fact that you are an eternal astral soul, means that you have no other option but to solve your problems however you can, and with the best information, and best procedures you can think of at any given time. You are forced to face your problems, there is no other option. I can understand Yazhi, and her need to keep manifesting herself at age 9, always at age 9, as she has found a way to avoid accumulating larger and more difficult problems which are more related to adolescent and adult life. Life, things, and everything are essentially easier at age 9. As I explained before in other videos, she is not a little adult, not an adult in a little child body, as she also has a 9-year-old mentality that matches her little body. But she has 2 speeds, 2 mental gears. She can be the child, or she can be the wise astral being, without forgetting that she is a child. She is very much in a broken record state of existence, skipping over and over again, as in, I am age 9, I am now age 9, I am now 9 years old, I am now 9, 9, 9. This is something incredibly hard to understand for the average human, so I can see why my predecessors and other members of this crew who have been in contact with humans, or who have given information to Robert of Despojando Enigmas and Gosha of Cosmic Agency, have tried and done their very best to avoid this subject, as they do not want to face Yazhi and her eternal 9-year-oldness. But for me, she is not that hard to understand, as I am quite aware that our body is only the reflection of who we are, and it simply obeys unconscious and conscious mandates, including perception and prenatal agreements which dictate what it will do while it progresses through life. Therefore, much of what we experience while living as a soul in a material body is like going for a ride, where we relinquish much of our control to the body program of the Matrix, where we can only enjoy the ride, with limited intractability, while our body develops, lives and grows old, with little to nothing we can do about it. This inevitability comes from agreements and decisions we placed while in the astral, in between lives, before we were born, and works the body through the unconscious mind, which is vastly more powerful than our conscious one. Yet, it is still of our design, therefore a clear reflection of who we are, and of what we need to experience while alive for our own expansion. But when you are focused on the astral and not on the material side, knowing that it is only more astral, then you can end up changing your agreements, those which control your unconscious mind, which in turn controls what your physical body will do. In simpler words, Yazhi was born like that, with the ability to control her body, so it is always a reflection of who she is, and of her state of mind and consciousness. As Yazhi chose not to grow, I chose to grow, even though I am as aware of the astral as she is. The experience we wish to have is different, and so is our mission in life, for lack of better words. When asked, Yazhi said that she is not even alive, as in the sense of how the rest of the people are. She says that she is only the materialization of spirit, and her body is the product of self-manifestation, and at will. She lives in the astral, she never left the astral, and only reflects onto the material world as a 9-year-old girl, to be able to interact with the rest of the people who are stuck in the idea and the experience of being alive and being capable of being aware only of the material realms. In her words, she is here as a guide. She dwells in the astral, and is capable of interacting with all frequencies, and with all creatures and entities in it, fearlessly as she knows how everything there works, therefore she is the frail, innocent little girl that scares away all the monsters. As Yazhi and I have been talking, the only way to solve the problems in the world of the living is to include what is happening in the astral as well, as you cannot separate one from the other, as it would be like trying to extinguish a fire aiming at the flames, and not at what is causing them below. The flames are very visible, but they are the consequence, not the cause of the fire. You need people, at least someone who can be a bridge between both realms, to be able to connect what is happening in each one of them and how they relate to one another, to understand the problem to find an effective solution. Yes, the material realm is more astral, but from the point of view of most people in the world of the living, there is an experimental distinction between each one of them. In upcoming videos, I will be sharing with you conversations Yazhi and I will have on this subject, as well as with the interaction of some of our CIC crew members here. Consider this video a prelude. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. It helps this channel grow a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love and appreciation, your friend, Marie Swaruu.